So now we have with us the next presenter, the next expert of the session, and we are ready to welcome him. Is Dr. Pawan Kumar, and should I make you take you in the spotlight, Pawan sir? You have entered with your
Name is Pawan Kumar. Yes, yes.
yes. I'll take you in the spotlight.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just a second. I'll uh, just before that, yes. So Pawan Kumar is an esteemed assistant professor and the current in charge of the Department of Geography at Chaudhry Bansi Lal University, located in Bhiwani, Haryana, specializing in just a second, specializing in uh, glacial geomorphology and paleoclimatology. That is a very burning issue. That is nowadays everybody should be understanding the philosophy and the basics of glacial geomorphology and paleoclimatology and cryo something. There are so many things because of global warming. We are heading towards that, and Pawan sir is the one who will lead us to that and who will lead us to the basic understanding of that. So Dr. Kumar's research delves deep into dynamics of glaciers, landscape evaluation, and the reconstruction of past climates. His academic pursuits are focused on understanding quaternary glaciations, recent glacial dynamics, and the associated mass movements and seismic activities in the Himalayas. And that is a burning issue. And there are many projects which you can grab if you are an expert in this, or even if you are researching in this direction. With a robust background in physical geography and glaciology, Dr. Kumar employs a variety of methodologies, including geomorphological mapping, sedimentology, stratigraphy, and luminescence dating to explore glacial chronologies and paleoclimatic reconstructions. His work contributes significantly to the understanding of landscape changes over time and their implications on the environment. Dr. Kumar's expertise makes him a key contributor to the field of geography and earth sciences, particularly in the study of glacial processes and their impacts of global climate partners. I think what we were discussing in last presentation, maybe he would be able to answer some of the patterns that he might have observed. So we welcome Pawan Kumar ji and Professor Pawan Kumar, and I will stop to share here. Sir, I think I already made you. Yes, we are. We can see your presentation, sir.
Okay. I think it's full screen now.
Yes, you can start
Uh,
now.
Thank you, Dr. Rajsri, for giving me this opportunity to interact with the very diverse domain of earth scientist, architect, designer, engineer from various background. So basically, I'm working on the climate, mainly in the Himalayan region. But we can discuss about that as Dr. Rajsri mentioned. But today we are here to discuss about some modification or some alteration in the climate, uh, especially in the very dense populated urban areas, through the interaction of human and environment. And that modification is called as a phenomena in urban area called urban heat island. We will understand the basics of urban heat island, how we can work on it, how geospatial technology can be used for understanding and mapping of urban heat island. What are its seasonal temporal dynamics through one or two case studies, and more focus will be on like mitigations measures and how we can overcome with the situations, and thereafter we can discuss issues related to the climate, urban heat island, or related to Himalaya. Okay, so can I start?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
of course, sir.
okay, okay, okay. So uh, generally, the areas around cities are having less of temperature, and the area within the city have some warmer conditions. And this is a normal phenomena. When we usually go out from the city, we feel a cold, and when we are coming towards the city, we feel we can sense a heat, whether it's in winter, whether it is in summer, and especially during the night. Uh, why it is happening? Because urban area have less of vegetations. They have more of absorbing surface like rooftop, building, and pavements. And uh, in-house generation of heat is too high in the urban area because of consumption of various fossil fuels, large and dense population gathering. And now cities are completely changing the landscape of earth. Like for Delhi, we have a city of range of 50 or 60 kilometer from north to south, and 60 kilometer from east to west, and continuously expanding with a very fast rate. So all these conditions resulted into urban heat island. Um, Maybe people are from various backgrounds, so we'll go with very basic in that. Uh, there are two conditions. One is the temperature of surface, or another is the temperature of air. They are two different things. Surface temperature may be increased very fast, but increase in the time of air temperature normally takes time. So we have two type of heat islands. One is the surface heat island, where surface temperature in urban area is higher compared to the rural areas. And atmospheric heat island is when we have warmer air temp. Okay, so normally we have maximum insolation around 12, but we have a maximum temperature around 2 and there onwards. So it air took time to get heated. So when air in urban areas is warmer in compared to the rural areas, and this phenomena especially happen during the night time. So this is called as atmospheric heat island. Let's understand this thing with a simple schematic diagram. So this is an area. This is a city center, and as we go outside of the city center, the density of build-up areas and all is decreasing, and characteristics of rural areas are increasing. So this is a condition in daytime. In daytime, the surface temperature is highly variable. Largely it depend on the characteristics of the objects. Where we have green objects, it's less. Where we have asphalt materials and more of like black like roads, it is high. And if we talk about uh, the air temperature, this dotted line show the air temperature. Uh, Largely any difference, but it's very interesting here. Let's note it this. So this area have higher temperature as compared to this. We will discuss it with example of Delhi. And the second thing is in the night, there is a less. difference in the surface temperature and of object and the air temperature. Here we are observing a pattern. uh, this is the rural area temperature in the night, and this is the temperature of city area. So it is relatively higher in comparison to the temperature of the rural areas. So this phenomena where we have and formation of island, where you can clearly observe here, if you draw a straight line, so it comes like this, and this temperature in the city region is higher in comparison to the urban area, and this phenomena especially formed during the night is known as urban heat island. Okay, so uh, this is a formation of inversion layer here. uh, we have urban center here, and if we go in the scrub, so temperature in this is particularly a perfect formation of an island where we have higher of the temperature, and the inversion rate also vary with the locations. uh, in the urban area, we have slightly low level of decrease in the temperature as we are going high, and again there is an increase in temperature where we have this urban heat island formations. uh, and in rural area, the temperature start decreasing as we go in high. So this is a schematic diagram to understand about, how these things work. Okay, and there are various other factors that are leading to or associated with the urban heat island. So what will happen? So normally temperature increase. As temperature increase, the consumption of electricity, the comfort of the urban area normally in the night is decreasing. So okay, let's go here. What are the causes of urban heat island? Normally in urban area we have large build-up area because of the space requirement, because of the population requirement, and continuously there is a reduction in the vegetation and green urban spaces. And second thing is, along with this, water bodies are continuously reducing. You can see the example of Chennai, you can see the example of Delhi. So there are lots of wetland, and nowadays these wetlands are decreasing. Lots of heat generated by human activities, and in urban area we have high-rise building, and all these high-rise building reduce the air circulation. As air circulation is decreasing, the mixing of air from rural area to urban area to normalize this variation of temperature also decrease, and reduction of air circulation have multiplier effect on the formation of urban heat island. Then this urban geometry, where we have high-rise buildings, especially in the CBD regions, have Kenyan effects. So uh, there are that in urban area, lots of people are living, and uh, density is so high, and energy consumption is so high. So waste energy from the energy use also add to this effect. And the main reason is we have surface of such condition which absorb the heat in the daytime and release the heat in the night. So that is the major reason in this case. And most of the construction material, especially on the public roads and all, they are made of dark surface material, and dark surface material absorb more, and they release the same in the night. Let's take an example of India's first planned city. So Jaipur. So this is a satellite image in 1977. This is Jaipur walled city. and expansion was surrounding areas of the walled city, not very dense expansion on this side. If you see 1989, so this is the dense build-up area is increased from this size, and this is the area where we have traces of urban development. And if you see in 2016, this complete area is very dense urban area, and uh, it's one of the fastest growing city of the India. What it adds to when we have a large build-up area, it's uh, changing the land use land cover, and we have a significant decrease in the green vegetation fraction. So this is green vegetation fraction of the Jaipur. You can see there's a significant decrease in the green vegetation fraction, and what it resulted into? It resulted into this is an okay. So urban heat island can be measured with the various techniques. We can measure it with the MODIS. MODIS is a satellite which have Terra and Aqua sensor in it, and they have observing Earth surface temperature with a resolution of 1 kilometer in a 4 time in a day. Various people use this Landsat data to generate this uh, extract the temperature of a resolution of 30 meter. But the limitation with the Landsat data is mostly this data is acquired in the early part of the day from 10:30 to the 12. So this is not the time where this phenomena, we can observe the difference of the temperature, but there is another limitations we will discuss. So this is a daytime temperature condition. You can see here the temperature of city is relatively lower in comparison to the outside areas. So generally, what happened because of dust, because of so much of scattering, uh, insolation is not coming to the urban area, and because of obstruction of that, there is a formation of cool island at the early hour of the day. As this is 10:30 of 3rd June, and if you see at 1:30, this temperature, you can observing less of temperature here because there's a lake here, and again the temperature start increasing, but not as we discussed in the diagram. There is less of temperature in urban area during the early daytime. Later on it start increasing. Okay, let's observe what will happen in the night. Okay, in the night situation got reverse. So this is 10:30 p.m. On the same day, so temperature start increasing, and this phenomena persist even till late in the nights. This is 1:30 a.m. On the same night. This is obviously 4th of June, but on the same day, this is happening. Urban, this heat island phenomena persist even till 4 a.m. in some cities, depending on their characteristics, their locations. So this is again example of October, 10:30 a.m. in daytime and 1:30 in daytime. Similar pattern, but intensity is really differ. And during the night, we are clearly observing that the intensity of urban heat island increased in comparison to the June. So this phenomena is more prominent during the very less in especially in the month of July, August, where we are rainy season, where monsoon is there, clouds are there, so they are governing the climate. And as monsoon retreat, this phenomena intensify, especially in the month of, you can see, like October, November, December, January, and this phenomena is of different intensity uh, in the month of May and June, but this phenomena persist. Only change in this phenomena is the degree of variation of temperature in the urban area to the rural area. Okay, so this is the temperature difference. Normally, uh, this is the daytime temperature difference, and this is nighttime temperature difference. So daytime we are forming a cool island, and nighttime we are forming a heat island over the cities. So this is how it goes with the season. The intensity of urban heat island is, this is a temperature of city center for 12 months, and this is the temperature of peri-urban areas of 12 months. So this intensity is less in the month of monsoon, and intensity is more in the month of winter. Okay. Uh, this is a story of every city. This is a study on Delhi. You see, in the daytime, there's a formation of cool island on here, and another again in the night time, there's a formation of urban heat island, and you can also observe the intensity. So this phenomena is a very common phenomena to all the major urban settlements where city size is significant. There is a significant reduction in the green or vegetated area. So this is happening. What are the impacts of urban heat island? Uh, it uh, alter the microclimatic conditions in the urban area, and it uh, uh, see there is a complete reversal or complete change in the urban microclimate, and this variation sometimes it's in 7 degree, 8 degree Celsius difference, or sometimes 10 degree. Normally it is 4 5 degree, but in some cases it is more than 10 degree. So you can understand the difference. What it leads to when there's a high temperature in the urban area. First step, it lead to increase in the energy consumptions. We have air conditioning, and if you see in the city like Delhi, till October, and from March onward, people start uh, using this air conditions. Earlier, this was not the case. So, and when in case of month of May and June, there is a huge increase in the demand, which sometimes leads to failure of the supply line and grids. It also lead to public health risk. Uh, there are various ecological impacts. Uh, it lead to distress in with this ecology as well as the human being. Economic impacts, because when there is a difference of 5 or 6 degree or 10 degree of temperature surrounding to the rural area, it leads to more of consumption of electricity, and it leads to the proportional economic impacts. How we can mitigate uh, the urban heat island? Uh, so there are various, we will discuss 7 8 applications. There are various methods to combat it, and there are efforts at local and global level. We will discuss some of the success stories or some major movements all over the globe. So uh, first is increase in urban green cover. So Singapore is a city which is known as city in the garden, and they have a plan in their mind, and they achieved
Yes,
its
please be patient. He has lost connection, it seems.
Ma'am, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
you're audible.
Okay, okay. Singapore is a city in garden and where almost if you see green cover area, which is about 50%. Uh, okay. Another is uh, uh, green roofs and wall. This is Bosco Vertical is called as vertical forest. It was in the Milan city of Italy, and they try to combat this heat with making their green roofs and gardening their walls, and putting uh, green surfaces or some vegetation on the walls. So this was Bosco.
Sir, I
Uh,
think your voice is not audible.
okay. Uh, okay. Let me check with the mic. Now it is audible. Any improvement in it?
Yes, yes, it is audible.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
Sir,
audible,
it is
sir.
audible.
Okay. Okay.
We
So
are hearing
this.
you. We are hearing you.
Okay. Okay. This was another
Hearing you.
case study. Okay. And there, the third combat strategy adopted over the globe is the cool roofs and pavements. Largely, this technique was implemented in the Los Angeles city of the USA, where they tried to reduce.
Sir,
Okay,
sorry to disturb you, sir.
okay,
Two times we lost your connection for a few
okay,
minutes.
okay, okay, okay.
So I
So,
don't know why, but
okay, so let me. Okay,
yeah, you
so
continue.
okay, there are like five impacts of UHI. Uh, it alter weather, it increase in energy consumption, it enhance the risk of public health, it disturb comfort of ecology, and it leads to economic impact. Okay, so there are three case studies. First is of Singapore, where they have increased significant green spaces in the area, and the city is known as city in the garden, and they have around 50% of vegetation or green cover area. Another study is of Bosco vertical, and they are uh, in the mainly in the Milan city of Italy, where they do vegetations, and they put vegetation on the walls, and they designed the building in a way that they can have more green spaces on the building. And another is the third is cool roof pavement. It's mainly observed all over the globe, but main movement it was in Los Angeles, where they use cool pavement technologies to reduce surface temperature. So this is these are some photographs of Singapore city. You can observe the green vegetation fractions, and you can see high-rise building, and you simultaneously over the urban landscape you can observe green vegetation, water bodies. Okay. This is Bosco verticals. So building are designed in a way that they can have more vegetation, more green cover area on it, and they uh, vegetation is the best solution because it absorbs the heat, and it completely changes the micro interaction or the interaction with the incoming solar radiations in albedo. There are various effects of vegetations. Another is the school pavement. So you can see the color of the pavement is it was designed in a way that it can it will absorb less of heat, and when it will light color it when it will absorb less of heat, then there is less of temperature in the daytime as well as in the night time. So there are other measures. So in Tokyo, they try to do some experiment with the urban design. So they planned in a way that urban areas have can have a proper circulation of air, and this they designed ventilation corridor, and these ventilation corridors are to mitigate, because when there is a air circulation, so it there is a mixing of air from urban area to rural area, from rural area to urban area, and this is how heat got transferred. Then there is a another project, very popular project in Seoul, South Korea. Uh, they replaced the complete bridge, and they restored the stream, and the restoration of stream reduced the temperature in the surrounding areas. And in another this mitigation strategies in Chicago, where they launched a public campaign like Green Alley program, and they replaced traditional alley with the permeable material to mitigate UHI, and to restore to get more water, as well as okay. So this is how this is a normal circulation and urban canopy. This is at meso scale, and this is at local scale, and this is at micro scale. How interaction of heat, and how heat is exchanged. What are the circulation operating in the urban areas? So what uh, what are the effect of ventilation? So this is ventilation potential, where we have this green is of high ventilation potential, and this red is uh, low or no potential. And if you see SUHI level, the surface heat island level, so we have more of heat island in the area where we have low ventilations, and where we have good ventilations, and river is also there. So we have very strong cold island, or very weak cold island. But if you see strong heat island, this SHI is largely in the area where we have low ventilations. Although the effect of this ventilations continue to the surrounding areas, but ventilation can also help in this case. This is the Seoul, where this was a bridge, and this is before, we can say, and this is the after. They completely restored the channel here, and it resulted into significant reduction in the temperature in the city region. Then this is Chicago Green Alley programs, where people planted uh, vegetations, flowers, and other green area. They try to increase green spaces near to the walls. Okay, and there are another example, like in Mexico, they promote vertical urban gardening. Via Verde, the project they called it, and it was along the highway, overpass, and underpass. In Havana, Cuba, they promote urban agriculture, and there uh, they with this promote of urban agriculture, they didn't only try to mitigate the urban heat island, but they are trying to promote this mm, more of sustainability, and trying to reduce hunger, as well as getting more productions from the agriculture, especially in the urban area. So it helping ecosystem, economy, as well as the environment. Then the renewable energy. Finberg, Germany, they develop a solar housing project to mitigate urban heat island effect. So this is Mexico Via Verde project. So they try to create more green vegetated area under the flyovers or wherever they found the space in the urban area. This is urban agriculture of Havana, Cuba. So you can see high-rise building here, high-rise building here and here. And in between, we are observing green space and urban agriculture. This is renewable energy and energy efficiency model of Finberg, Germany, where they put it energy efficient solar power panels and try to generate their own urban requirement, as well as try to reduce the UHI effect. This is the complete model of this green city of Finberg, and so they try to get energy for the city from all the renewable sources like this wind and solar panels. So wherever on the walls as well as on the roofs, so where they found like on public transport, everywhere there's a space, they try to cover it with the solar panel to generate energy and try to reduce or try to mitigate the UHI. Uh, there are lots of public campaign as well as in the New York City there was a campaign called Cool Neighborhood NYC program. So it was a, public engagement where trees are planted in the neighborhood, where on the roads or on the backyards or wherever they found the spaces. So this was a cool neighborhood program of New York City. So these are the various mitigations measures of UHI. There are many. I try to list a few of them. So uh, how uh, what are the major mitigations measure? It is from the Japanese government planning. So they try to mitigate the urban heat island, not with one major change like ventilation program, but they try to do it as a public policy at various level from individual to household to community to the planning and policy level. So with various methods. So this is various mitigations measure. Uh, in the, Japan, they have implemented it, and normally researchers suggest that river, wetland, and more dependency on this conventional source of energy instead of conventional source of energy. If we depend more of renewable source of energy and increasing green spaces, we can overcome with the effect of this urban heat island. And what are the challenges? That it's not very simple when it comes on planning for billions and billions peoples. First of all, it's all these techniques are very costly. They have high implementation cost, and they are in normally policies are of government, and they have to be implemented on private individual space. So implementation cost leads to ineffective implementations, and governments are also refraining from designing such policies because it will have high implementation cost on the individuals. So this is a major hurdle in this. And in urban area, it's very dense, so we have lots of space constraint because of the density, because of unplanned and haphazard urbanizations. uh, there is no significant awareness in the community about the alteration in the climate and how it leads to impact on the human being, and there is a lack, not much engagement of the people in the policy and implementation level. We have gaps in policy as well as planning and governance. Uh, and this all these measures not only cost high in implementations, but they also cost high in the maintenance, and their maintenance is a challenge. So another is we have very limited data, and we have very limited research on the urban area, and there could be various ways to mitigate it. But a proper database, proper 3D mapping, proper modeling of air circulations, and understanding of the local air circulations and distribution of heat. So for urban area, there is a requirement of generation of micro level data of urban heat island, and what are the characteristics happening at the near surface. So that has to be measured, and we have on the vertical scale, there has to be mapping of the temperature in the city at various level in the air. So lots of research need to be done, lots of data need to be generated for efficient planning. And what need to be done? We have to do extensive research and technological innovations. Nature-based solution should be adopted in the urban space. We have to engage this promote public awareness and more of engagement. We have to be reliable on data-driven urban planning instead of traditional planning methods to design smart and sustainable cities. The policy initiative required at the local level to global level, and global initiative need to be taken in this regard. And this planning and all these things should be equitable and inclusive, and we have to integrate more of renewable energy systems. Uh, this is how we can make all these improvement as a cost effective in a long run for the household, and public awareness need to be promoted. Okay, that's all from my side. I think now we have 14 to 15 minutes to discuss. Uh,
Pawan sir, thank you very much for taking so much interest. And I think I should tell all the participants that how much interested you were from the initial stages. And he's also a nodal officer of IUI and DRR for NIDM from his institute. So that is why we got to know a lot of experts. So thank you, sir. And we uh, invite questions from the participants. Thank you, participants, for patient listening. Please raise
okay,
your hand.
yeah.
Participants, if you have any questions with respect to what presentation Pawan sir has, Professor Pawan had taken. Yes, Chitra madam.
Uh, Chitraji, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, it was very informative session. Actually, my research topic is related to this. So I had one small query. Sir, you
Yes.
showed one image of the nighttime UHI. So I just wanted to, I was having a small query, ki which satellite data you took to evaluate the nighttime data, nighttime analysis of UHI.
Uh, we have we used Modis data. In Modis data, we have two satellite like Terra and Aqua. This Terra and Aqua, they are measuring the temperature two time, like 10:30 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and then 10:30 p.m. and then 1:30 a.m. So this is the four time they are acquiring the temperature. So this data is available on this Earth Data Search as well as this Modis data sets. So this is Modis 11, A1, A2, and A3. So they are providing data at three level: daily, weekly, like 8-day composite they are providing, and they are providing monthly data. So at all three levels they are providing the data. And if you are not very well acquaintance with the technology and trying to process this data, because they are providing the data in HDF format. So this is hierarchical data format. So if you are not well acquaintance with the technology, what you can do is you can go in a Oak Ridge laboratory. There's a website of the Oak Ridge laboratory, and they have customized it in a way that you can get subsets of around 100 kilometer in length and breadth. This is the spatial limitation of the data, and you can download directly the data in TIFF format, and from there you can use it. So it's freely available, and there are lots of videos. And because of 36 sensors, so modest data is well calibrated. It is well tested with various automatic weather stations, and quality is good in that case in comparison to other data. And they have high resolution, 1 kilometer at spatial resolution you can get the data.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir, your time was 7:30 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 9 o'clock discussions. But then, if
Okay. So
it depends on
I
you.
I try to finish it because this is like the very simple concept, but I
Okay.
try to finish it in early because we can have more time for discussion.
Yeah, that is so
And
nice
as
of you.
yeah, as you mentioned, like there were questions in the last session about climate and Himalaya and all. So I thought I'll conclude early and we can have more time for discussion of that area as well.
That is so nice of you, sir. So we can float this that they can ask questions related to weather and climate and
Uh,
like
clim
geography. Yes.
Climate change, glacier, and
Yeah. Any question you want
yeah.
related to that?
So
Sir is here now. At 9 o'clock, we will be having a group picture. Yes, Bhavna?
Yeah, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Uh, I'm Dr. Bhavna Vasudev. I'm from MSU Baroda. My question is related with are there strategies which can be applied to a normal neighborhood which can reduce the urban heat island impact? Hello.
yes, ma'am. There are lots of strategies which can be applied even in the neighborhood, in your own house as well as you can enhance the green area. Like nowadays, people are doing farming in the or like kitchen gardening on the rooftop of house in the urban areas. So
Hmm.
that can be done, as well as a few household are painting their roofs with the white color. So it also help in reducing the same. Nowadays, lots of people are aware and they are planting trees in the garden on their birthday, and like they are planting in front of the house. So these are the things like people are doing. But again, in urban area, there's a problem of space, uh, where people are living in the flats and all. They try to do some form of gardening or some form of plantations in their galleries if they have. But again, in urban area, all these things are getting less and less, especially where we have dense urbanizations, and it's very difficult where high-rise buildings are very close by. So again, the ventilation and getting area for green space is less. Yeah, there are some methods which can be opted, but again, it's depend, especially it depend on what type of locality you are. So green
So,
area can be
as you
increased.
talked about that there should be the urban agriculture or kitchen garden, or maybe the garden in front of a house should be promoted. But what I have experienced and what I have learned from several people, because I also work in this area and I teach this particular subject since very long. What I have understood after talking to the professionals from the agriculture field, that urban areas, the entire microclimate changes. Even if you are in a cold climate, or uh, somewhere in between warm and humid and cold climate, it's still the urban area, because of the so many vertical and the horizontal concrete surfaces, the microclimate changes, and that becomes that creates adverse impact on the agriculture or the productivity or the crop, or maybe fruits and vegetables which you try to grow um, in such area. So, I mean, I know that there may not be a clear cut answer to this, but yes, urban farming is a good idea to bring in green inside and reduce the urban heat island effect. But if suppose you have come across anything where it is working very you can say somewhere it is working well, if you have that example, probably it will be nice to know.
Uh, it was from Cuba. They were doing it. But again, the problem is from the practical aspect, as you mentioned, uh, in urban area, there is an alteration of microclimate. But there's vegetables and all, they are resilient to such climates. So, and even some cases they have more productions, and in some cases the vegetations or this farming they are doing in the urban area are saved from the frost. However, in neighboring rural areas, they are not saved from the frost. So there are advantages and there are disadvantages, but this solution is not feasible, especially in the urban area. There is an ownership issue. If we are growing in a public space, then everyone is the owner, and then who will take care of them? So lots of community effort required in this case. Uh, I think in Indian cities, we don't even have proper green spaces. We don't have proper park, and as per the standard requirement of the populations. So I think this solution is not very feasible in case of urban areas, especially related to Indian conditions. But somewhere they have less of populations, more of space, and where this can work. Uh, and this is possible in some of the outskirt area where there's a private ownership and they are developing a city. So such type of concept can be introduced in that area. Uh, I don't think in government system in India we can implement such solutions.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So, another question we have got here on the group.
Okay.
I think I need to rejoin. Just a second.
No,
I'll.
you are audible. You are audible. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, Devanshi Jagwani, Associate Professor IPS Indore, she wants to ask, is there any software that can be used for climate change or its impacts that can be used for research purposes? Please suggest.
There are various models which used to map and forecast the climate data, climate trend of different resolutions of different data sets. But what is observed over a long time period with the experience of IPCC and other forecast. See, the Earth climate is not in fluctuating in linear way. Another, there is a problem that we are not able to do very accurate forecast in a long run. You can see, like, let's take an example of IMD. We are getting accurate forecast for 15 days, for 20 days, 25 days. We are getting very accurate forecast at local level. But when we talk about forecasting monsoon, so like our estimates are not so accurate because monsoon is a regional climatic circulations, and this regional climatic circulation is having teleconnection with the climate in the polar region, especially in the South Pole. So uh, these models, various models are used by IPCC, and there are various models used by various scholars. But the problem is, when we are applying all these models, we require lots of data for it, and all those data is of various spatial resolutions. We're trying to modulate that data with a real Earth climatic scenario like this topography and all other conditions. But so far, we are not able to forecast it very accurately because Earth climate is not governed by the factor that are operating on the Earth. It is governed by the various factors, include terrestrial as well as extraterrestrial. And if you see the history of Earth climate in 4.6 billion year, Earth never repeated its history. And very interestingly is every time there is a different intensity, different frequency, and different magnitude of change in the Earth climate. So what it speaks? It speaks like there are multiple factors which altogether are deciding the climate of the Earth. And another limitation in this is we have very limited data. So data is of like we have instrumental data of 100-year or 150 years, and we have the data of the Earth from the satellite technology of last 40, 50 years. But the history of Earth is 4.6 billion years, and Earth never repeated its history because of every time there is a different intensity of change, there was a different magnitude, and there was different frequency. And there are regional complexities. So the climate of Indian subcontinent may not be behaving the climate of polar regions or some other region of the world in a shorter time scale. But on longer time scales, altogether they align with the same direction. But there are regional complexities, and these complexity have their own response time as well as. So so far with the modeling, we try to scale down the model. We try to diversify the models, but so far we are not accurate with the modeling of the climate or forecasting the climate. Uh, there are various time series analysis, but due to shortage of the data, because of the complexities, because if we have a longer time frame data, uh, we have longer time frame data from cores in the ocean, cores from the polar regions. But that data is not of high resolution data. And where we have high resolutions data, two high resolutions data are not correlating with each other. Maybe some from equatorial regions, some from the polar regions, and they have uh, difference because of regional complexities. So more of reconstruction of paleoclimate data, and lots of computational facilities are also required to model this. So I think for a normal researcher, it is not feasible to carry out all such experiment, but research institute with a nodal facility with high computational facility, they can do so. But there are models if you want to use it. There are various model RCM 4, 5, and 6. So this regional climate model and GCMR global climate model, they are all available on IPCC website. If you are trying, if you are willing to use them, you can use it, but with caution, because all these models have limitations. Okay, I hope uh, I have
Yes,
answered
thank
your
you so
question.
much. Yes, thank you so much, sir, for such a detailed answer. And we are getting a lot of knowledge from you. And I hope you can also enlighten us on the topics of cryosphere and glaciers. And if I would have we would have given that topic also you to you. I think we would have given you another lecture. Means
Okay,
now, yeah, Rashmi. Yes, sir.
okay. Yeah, Rasmi, please unmute yourself. Uh, Rasmi Sakal, if I pronounce it rightly. Yeah, you are still mute. Okay, uh, Rasmi, if I'm audible to you, kindly unmute. Yeah, now it's unmute. Yeah, please go ahead
Okay,
with your
thank you.
question.
Thank you very much. I was not able to get it done. Okay, so just I wanted to know that with perspective of urban heat island, will such policies which some of the cities have followed to make the structures of same colors and of same exterior walls and same texture of the wall will help in reducing the intensity of heat islands? Will that be uh, will that be effective? Can you please
Uh,
tell something about this?
Yeah, if you see like the Finberg study where they have used solar panel on the walls and they are generating the electricity. Nowadays, solar panels and all these subsidies, government of India is also giving lots of thrust on it, and they want people to install this solar panel on the roofs to generate household electricity and connecting with the grids. But it's not implemented on a large scale. Second thing is like if you see all of the desert city of India, they are using sandstone, and the sandstone is of a color which help them because they are in the extreme climate, and it helped them. And earlier, if you see the color of this complete Jaisalmer city was light bluish. So
Yes.
yeah, there were traditional knowledge in India where people are using all this technique, and normally it's a tradition like outside. If you see old household within the city as well as in the rural area, you see light color are preferred on the outside instead of dark color. But nowadays, people are designing in a very different way. So yeah, it's possible to minimize the impact, but to what extent we can minimize, because not only absorption works, because what is the land use land cover of the area, whether we have availability of water bodies or not, what is the air circulation. So there are lots of factors which are accumulating. What is the energy consumption pattern of the city? Whether we have some thermal power plant or industry in the city. So every city have its own organism and its own land use land cover characteristics and its own structure and its own morphology. So somewhere it will work, but I don't know to how extent we are able to minimize. For that, we have to do micro experiment with different household and field-based recording of this difference, and thereafter we can model it for the complete city. So that is possible, but lots of groundwork and field-based instrumentations is required to measure this difference.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, one more question. I have this here on the group. It is how can UHI mitigation be integrated with flood resilience and other climate adaptation strategies? Are there synergies between reducing urban heat islands and improving air quality in cities? Should I repeat the question?
Yeah, no, ma'am. It's all clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, urban microclimate is an outcome of various factors. What is happening in the cities? Normally, in the outskirt of the city, earlier people have observed this water bodies, and you can observe green area was really high, and now we are expanding cities in a very rapid manner. Lots of wetland were there in the surrounding city or within the city. There were ponds, there were bodies. Nowadays, all the structure are vanished. They are filled with the sand, and high-rise buildings are there. So, yeah, uh, in urban area, if we design this hydrology or this urban surface water flow in a way that we follow the natural pattern of the slopes and we create wetland or water bodies at different distance according to the morphology of the city, according to the physiography of the particular area, according to the climate of that area. So this urban flash flood can be managed because the main reason of flash flood is we don't have permeable surface in the urban areas, and whatever amount of rainfall we are getting, it's going as a surface flow, and this surface flow don't have proper drainage, and this got clogged and city are flooded, and this flooding also leads to loss of life and economic loss associated with that. And because of this urban heat island, there's a formation of layer there, and there is a less of mixing. When there is a less of mixing of air, then pollution level will be high. This phenomena leads to deterioration of quality of urban air. See, I'm sitting in Haryana and Punjab region, so there is a famous saying among farmers that we are burning stubble here, and this pollution is very nationalistic in its behavior. Instead of going to Lahore of 30-40 kilometer, it is going to Delhi of like 230 or 250 kilometers. This is also because of because Delhi is a big city of like 60 kilometer or 70 kilometer length and breadth, and it's when there is a after the end of monsoon, there is a very less mixing of air, and the city have high temperature, and this temperature leads to rise of air column and sucking the air from surrounding regions or getting the air from the surrounding regions, uh, its own source of pollution is too high, and adding the source of pollution from the surrounding area leads to clogging of the city and turning into a gas chamber. Its own source of pollution is high, mixing with surrounding air is less, and that time there's an anticyclonic phenomena operating over this region, and because of that we have very less of horizontal and vertical mixing of the air, and this leads to deterioration of the air quality. And definitely nowadays, most of cities are depending, they are a center of high mass consumption and high waste generations. uh, for let's take an example of Jaipur city. They are getting the water from 170 kilometer from Bisalpur Dam, and their average rate of water groundwater falling is around 1 meter per year. So they are extracting lots of groundwater, and because surface water is not sufficient for the supply of the city, and because of this, this water is continuously falling. This level is falling, and they are also taking the water of nearby villages, nearby cities, small cities, and this way is not sustainable way. So addressing urban problems, whether it is associated with urban hydrology or urban microclimate or urban resource, it has to be done in an integrated way. There are lots of modules, there are lots of toolkits, but if you see, uh, this United States Environmental Protection Agency, they have designed a toolkit adapting to urban heat element, a toolkit for local government. There is a model called, I think, CREAT, this Climate Resilience Evaluation and Awareness Tool. So there is another tool called iTree. So these are the EPA tools. Japanese agency have their own tools. So yeah, there are various tools to do it, but it has to be done it in a very integrated way and very comprehensive way uh, to root out the urban climate or the problem associated with the urban hydrology and the urban this air pollutions. See, attaining microclimate or managing land use land cover will help all these problems. I hope I have answered your question and I'm still audible.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, I hope few people don't want to like ask because of some reason. So Navneet Singh had asked this question, and now he has posted one more thing. Are there any reliable models for predicting the future impact of urban heat islands in rapidly urbanizing regions?
Yeah, there are models which are based on what is the present scenario of urban heat island and what is the growth of the city. There are entropy based model, uh, but characteristics of urban environment are complex, and it's change with the change on the cityscape. Cities are expanding vertically as well as horizontally, and their land use land cover is really dynamics. Every city is situated in a different climate zone, so getting a generalized model is not very easy, and there is no certainty that each model can work in each city case. So in that case, localized model can be designed with the help of geospatial technology, where we can integrate the data of land cover dynamics of the city, 3D profile of the city, and all these parameters associated with the this urban dynamics, and what is the pattern of this urban heat island over, as we have data of this models from last 20 year 24-25 year. So this data can be used, uh, but I am not sure like how realistic it will work because of limitations. Uh, because in urban heat island, this wind circulation plays a really important role, and it vary from one city to another city. If you see the city situated on the coastal region, they have less urban heat island in comparison to the city, those who are situating in the mainland, because of this land and ocean wind local circulation. In case of Mumbai, in case of Ahmedabad, and other cities like Surat, so Chennai. So, but the same situation is not in case of Delhi and other regions. So, yeah, it can be done, but I'm not sure how realistic it will be.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I just wanted to ask if your camera is working.
Yeah, my camera is
You
working.
can open it because we have to submit the recordings to the ATAL portal, you know. And
Oh,
Nitin sir had some trouble with his camera, so it was like he was not opening it. And I was asked, I was about to ask you again and again why you are not like opening your camera. So, is there any other question, participants? Please ask. Or otherwise, can we switch on our cameras? I've already switched on, and all of us can switch on the cameras. So thank you. I'll be really always grateful to you for your support from the beginning till today, and I hope I'll need your support. And all the participants, Prashanti, Bhavna, Astha, and our like co-coordinator Rajat. कहाँ हो रजत? आ जाओ. He had been a great
I am
support.
already there. Yeah.
Yes. Switch on your camera, please.
It's already on.
Yes, yes, yes. So, but either, okay. So, please, all of you switch on your cameras. We have to click the picture. My camera is also giving some trouble, I think. And the moment I ask the expert, it starts working. And then,
it happens, man. Online is always
yeah.
tricky.
So, please switch on your cameras. All the participants, thank you for your patient listening, for cooperation, for joining in, for showing your interest. Please switch on the cameras. We are waiting that all the cameras are on and we just click on the pictures. Our team, Manmeet at the background. We have Sandeep, we have Purnima along with us, and all other from host. There was a limit of participants of 20% from host institute. So later on, many people were asking from host institute like MANIT. So I had to say ki for one MANIT participant, I need five outside participants. That was the case. Even then, we were receiving continuous participation. So please switch on your cameras. We are about to finish.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can ask something about glacier and all, the
Yeah, that
domain
is
which
such
I
a
which I
great,
belong.
sir. Enlighten us something about the this uh, Uttarakhand tragedy,
Uh,
or
yeah.
otherwise
In,
anything of your interest you can tell about cryosphere, about glacial, about GLOF, about landslides and disasters related to ice melting. and the glaciers coming down like it happened in Uttarakhand.
Yeah, see, glacier are normally located at high latitude and high altitude. In Himalaya, most of glacier are located at elevation of more than 4,000 meter, and glacier are continuously dynamic in nature. Why they are so dynamic? Because they have they are very sensitive barometer of the climate, because they have two-way sensitivity to the climate. If anything change in the precipitation, then automatically glacier will start receding, and simultaneously if there is a change in the temperature, like temperature is increasing, then glacier also start receding. uh, Glacier are continuously changing, and this change are very individual in the nature, because within a same valley glacier are behaving differently. Why they are behaving differently? Because there is a reason. The reason is the response time. See, what is happening at the snout? Snout is the maximum limit of a glacier where glacier end. So what is happening at the snout of the glacier is may not be the outcome of today's climate, because glacier are of a length of 30 kilometer, and they are moving like 30 meter, 50 meter in a year. So what we are seeing at the snout of glacier, it may not be result of today's climate, because every glacier have its own response time, and you will be surprised that within a same valley, glacier are behaving differently. Like Gangotri Glacier is the biggest glacier; it is retreating, and if you see Raktwan, another major tributary glacier, that is standstill from last 30, 40 year. And if you see glacier in the Karakoram regions, we have surging glacier, so they are advancing. So in some regions of Himalaya, like Karakoram regions or some individual glacier, they are advancing, and most of the glacier are retreating. And very interestingly, in a study, we found that little ice's timing in the Himalaya was not coherent to the little ice's timing of the global climate. Like we have little ice's timing from 15 to 1800 as a global scale, but through radiocarbon dating and OSL dating and other geophysical techniques, we are able to construct that people were living till 750 at the elevation of more than 4,300 meter, 4,200 meter, and 50 meter. And now people are living at 3,700 meter. So almost 500 meter above they are living. So that means there was a warm climate. And very interestingly, Himalayan glaciers are not very sensitive towards the climate, and they have different mechanism. See, uh, when there is a cold phase of the climate, this polar ice and the glacier in the polar region, they expand, and thereafter they are continuously retreating. But the beautiful thing in Himalaya, like we are getting every year in the summer as well as in the winter, because of orographic, because of elevation, we are getting snow in summer as well as in the winter. So let's assume there is a warming of 3 degree, 4 degree. So what will happen? We observe this phenomena in the past as well as through various dating techniques. What it will leads to? Suppose there is a rise of 3 degree temperature, it will intensify Indian summer monsoon. And because of orography, this Indian summer monsoon will bring moisture to the or precipitation in term of solid precipitation to the Himalayan glacier, and Himalayan glacier will advance. The same phenomena happened like in the past as well as. What is last glacial maximum? We are considering like 20 kilo year, 18 to 22 kilo year is the last glacial maximum of the global climate. But if you see, the glacial maximum in the Himalayan region is around last glacial maximum was around 60 kilo year and 80 kilo year. It means 80,000 year before. And glacier are not retreating from today. I can tell you. Gangotri Glacier is retreating continuously from 63,000 year. 63,000 year before it was 70-kilometer long glacier. Today it is 30-kilometer long glacier. And glacier retreat is not determined by a single factor. There are various local factors like what is the size of the accumulation area, what is the slope of the glacier, what is the aspect of the glacier. There are within this regional climate, there are various microclimatic factors, or there are various physiographic factors which attribute to the behavior of a glacier. And within the Himalayan regions, the glacier in the south of Great Himalaya, glacier between the Karakoram and this Ladakh range, from Ladakh to Great Himalayan range, are behaving differently. And glacier north of Karakoram are also behaving differently. So, as like a human being, glacier have their own constitutions and they have their own response time, but they are one of the sensitive parameter of the climate, and they are the reservoir of one of the crucial resource, that is water, especially for the Indo-Gangetic regions and especially for the South Asian regions. So it is very interesting because they are dynamic, they are important, and we have to give our time to study the glacier. If I have more question, I can answer, but I think it's 9 and you are sitting with the screen from 6 onwards. So continuously 3 hours after your complete day, I think if I'm taking more time, I will not do justice with yourself as well as myself. So thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much, sir. Sir, you were saying something.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are we had a great session and it's 9 o'clock. And the timing of FDP is like everybody is working throughout the day. And uh, then again the work begins at 6 o'clock, 6 to 9 every day we are having. I think I'm having some problem with my camera. So I've clicked a picture of all of you. Yes, I was trying.
There is some difficulty in connectivity.
Sometimes we are just about to close, so I'm trying
not
one more
getting your
last
issue.
time. One last time I'm trying, just 1 second. Okay, so thank you all so much, and we'll be here again. Thank you, sir, Pawan sir. We'll be collaborating again with you for future works. Thank you, sir. And we'll all be gathering tomorrow at 6 o'clock. 6 to 9 timings are there till Friday. On Saturday, the timings are from 2 to 8 o'clock. And there's a slight change. We'll be having first the valedictory, and at the end, we'll be having the assessment. And after that, the feedback. Okay. Sir, thank you so much. Thank you, all of
Thank you.
you. We can leave the meeting now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you. My computer says your computer is pretty busy. So, so we cannot turn on your camera. Anyways,